Hi, my name is Kaya Freitz, and I'm currently in the studio recording Heart's Gambit by J.D. Myall. Chapter 1. Emma Baldwin. Harlem, 1943. When the moonlight hits the circus tents, they bleed. Ruby drops turn to rose petals before raining down on the audience. A symbol. That's all anybody wants. Something that feels bigger than them, no matter the city, no matter the time. Mom always said this when we were fortifying the fabric together, using our hands to imbue the crimson silk with our gifts. Something magical, something beautiful. And if we remind them that we're the best black circus on the circuit in the process, what's the harm? Oohs and ahs ripple as the crowd begins to file into the big top. They settle in their seats and prepare for the show as that bloody rain begins. Find Heart's Gambit wherever you get your audiobooks.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of A Writer's Journey. I am J. Marie with my co-host J.D. Myall.
Hello, hello.
So, in this episode, we're going to be talking about J.D. and her book, Heart's Gambit. Uh-oh, can you see that?
Yay!
Lighting. I got my advanced reader copy, and I am reading through it. It is wonderful. It comes out in about, 2 weeks now? Or maybe I don't know when this is dropping. But
February 3rd, 2026.
yes, February 3rd, 2026. So exciting. So in this episode, we're going to talk about pretty much your publishing journey, and especially this last, I don't know, is this the last leg or the second to last leg of it before, actually it's not really the last because then you have another leg after it's available. So this last couple parts of your publishing journey. So how has it been so far? How are you feeling?
So far, publishing puts you through literally all of the emotions. There are times when you feel like nothing's happening. So then you're like, do they not love me? Are they not going to put effort into it? And then there's times when everything clicks and it all starts happening. And then you're like, there's so much to do. There's so much that's expected. I'm overwhelmed. Can we go back to the nothing days? You know what I mean? So you go back and forth and through all these different anxieties and emotions. Right now, I'm in a place where I am thrilled but terrified because writing's personal. So you love your stories, and then sometimes you put a little bit of yourself into the stories, and then you just have to put it out there for the world to judge and rip apart. Right? So excited because it's a lifelong dream, but terrified now that I've been vulnerable in public and therefore can face public scorn if they don't like it. But yeah.
If there's any scorn, I haven't read the whole book yet, but I've read a good chunk of it. Those are just haters.
Yay, thank you.
Who are probably not your target audience anyway. And it's funny that you say putting yourself into it because I've already read some things I'll just say a red wig, and I was like, oh, that's JD. That's little nuggets that I know are just parts of you in it, which was a joy to come across those.
There's even a side character whose name is my great grandfather's name and my great grandmother's and my grandmother's name mixed.
Nice.
His first name is my great grandfather's, and my grandmother has a unisex name. Mm-hmm. So her name is his middle name.
Okay, I love that.
Yeah.
So in terms of publishing, what are you doing right now? What do they have you doing right now?
Well, I turned in book 2, as I told you a while ago, so I haven't gotten my editorial notes on that yet. So I'm waiting for those so I can start the whole process again with the next one, doing all the revisions and stuff. With book 1, it'll be in stores, as we mentioned, on February 3rd. So right now they're tour planning and stuff like that. The publisher is doing a pre-order campaign. So they had some students from Morehouse enter a contest to create the art. And and then the people who pre-order from the specific store will get a copy of the prints along with their books. And so they're doing pre-order campaign stuff now. They're mailing out finished copies. I want to say on I won't say a date because you said, we don't know when it'll launch, but soon they're mailing out
Yeah.
Excuse me, finished copies, and some people are going to get the copy in the little box with like it has a couple of cute little flyers for each family's show, and then it'll have like a popcorn ball because of the circus theme and some cotton candy.
Oh,
So
fun.
that's what we're looking to go inside of these little circus themed boxes that'll go out to a couple people with their copy, their finished copy. Mostly that's like influencer types and then like author friends and stuff who are on the list. You're on the list. You already know that. But so
Oh,
you'll have
cool.
two copies just because I wanted you to have the popcorn ball.
I have three copies because of course, I pre-ordered a copy too. I have a
Okay, yeah.
hardcover
So
too. Yeah.
yeah, right. So we know what you're giving people next Christmas.
Yeah. Well, those are mine.
Okay.
I had some coworkers, like I told them all about you, and
Mhm.
um, they're pre-ordering too.
Yay.
Getting
Oh,
that count up.
exciting. So, so yeah, so next month is gonna be super busy for me because I still have the day job, and now my off days are gonna be like book events.
Yeah.
The launch party is gonna be at the library that I work at. Well, technically not my official library. They have 7 branches, and I didn't want it at my official library because I didn't want people just wandering in my library
Basically, they
to
don't
give
know
me
where you
their
are.
thoughts. Yeah, to
Yeah.
give them their thoughts on the book or whatever. Can you imagine I'm working and somebody gives me a bad review to my face? That would be hysterical. Well, I
Hopefully, no
think
one
this
will do that.
deserves this many stars. I'd be like, okay, Shelby, right now, if you don't mind.
But at my day job now,
Yeah, thanks for reading.
but that's cool that you like, having the support of a library system, books. That should be fun. That should be nice.
Kim Jones, you remember Kim
Oh.
from doing the Drexel events? She's
Mhm.
gonna host my launch party. It's gonna be interesting to see how it goes because I don't know people. I'm a hermit and a homebody. I go to work, I come home, I don't really like socialize much. So I'm hoping the library advertises it since she's an author. I'm thinking she could bring in some people. But I don't know since I work there if they're planning it like an author event or if they're planning it like supporting an employee and just giving her a party. So
Oh, yeah,
I'll be
those are
able to.
two different things.
That's what I'm saying. So I'll let you know how it turns out.
Wish I could be there, but I get to come to the Philly event.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. So like I said, nervous and excited about that. That's the only really far event, the Philly event. Most of it is in Georgia and Alabama and a regional tour. But
For
because of my
now.
connection, yeah, for now. But because of my connection for Drexel, they're gonna fly me up for that.
It'll be
So
cool.
yep. So we'll get to run around and misbehave and be silly.
Yeah. Do you know if the bookshop, I don't know if I should be the bookshop whose owner we know, if that'll be carrying copies as well, or you don't know about that process?
I don't know. I probably should have reached out because while we're in Philly, we could have probably did something at her shop too. I mean, that's not a bad idea though. I'll shoot her an email. I'll let her know the date I'll be up there. She might
Yeah.
want to do something too.
Oh, that could be interesting.
Yeah. I yeah.
Okay, so book one is just like it's in the bag. We're just waiting for it to get out there, people to buy copies. You've already got pre-sales. And yeah, it's everywhere you can buy books, everyone. Anywhere you can think of to buy a book. And there's going to be a audiobook as well. I've seen that
Hmm.
on Spotify. I was showing you they have like a countdown to when it's ready to go. So I've got that saved and we're listening
I
to
got
that as well.
I got to talk to the audiobook narrators. That was fun. The one who plays Emma also did the audiobook for Fourth Wing. So I
Hmm.
talked to her a little bit about that one too and how that process went. So that was kind of fun. And then the gentleman who played Malcolm, he sings, which is cool because the
Okay.
character sings,
Okay.
and I
Yeah.
wasn't expecting that. That was a big surprise when I was listening and he sang my lyrics. And I was like, oh my
Mhm.
God, this like sounds like a song. How'd that happen?
Supposed to be.
I'm not a songwriter. But it was really cool. 'Cause like I said, I'm not a songwriter specifically. So I didn't expect that, but I liked it.
Love it. I can't wait to hear that. are you able to have you done really have them on your Crap Track Chronicles
Yes.
um podcast?
Yeah,
Just you've done it, or are you going to?
I did. That's when I was talking to him. We recorded.
Oh, okay, okay. I didn't know if you like. Are we allowed to like talk about book two at all? Yeah.
I can't give away plot much.
Oh, yeah, yeah, of course, because we don't want
And
to
with the way
ruin
that,
the current book.
yeah. So,
But process in terms of like, I guess like writing process, publishing process, that type of.
okay. Yeah. Book one was easier because for the first half of book one, I didn't know it was going to sell. It sold on proposal. So that was kind of like having fun, free writing, trying to create characters and world and all the enjoyable parts of writing.
Yeah,
And then it sells, and then that's when the nerves settle in because then it's like, oh, people are going to see this. You know what I mean? So then you start,
it's not just sitting on your computer anymore.
yes. So then it's like, you get into the trying to perfect it as much as you can and stuff like that, and become more hyper aware of your writing.
Mhm.
But still, it was a lot more, or it felt a lot, in retrospect, a lot less pressure. While I was doing it, probably felt like pressure. But book two to me was like really, really hard. Like I was very much in my head with book two because I knew people would read it. I knew they'd have people who had read book one. And it's like if they read book one, you don't want them to think the next one sucks. So you want it to be better than or at least as good so they don't walk away mad at you like I've invested two books worth of time and you've let me down.
Yeah.
So I was very much in my head for that one. That one took much longer, I think, to create. I was past my deadline and then I asked for an extension and then I was past that. You remember I was embarrassed to tell you how far I was past the extension.
Like, why you won't tell me? Like, that's fine. I'm not working for the company. But I mean, but I think that's indicative and a typical situation for a second book for many writers. For most writers,
Hmm.
is that like, oh, I got to do this again type thing, and I hope it's as good or better than the first one. So
And I
that
could have
sounds
turned
fun.
it in on time and it not been as good, but I was committed to trying to make it the best I could. You know what I mean? So I was
Yeah.
just like, I need more time. I need more time. Hope they're not mad at me.
Mm. Now it's in and waiting for the notes. See, that's what always the notes part of the process and writing in general just always gives me so much anxiety. I'm just like, oh, like I know, like even in class when I'd get notes, I wouldn't read them right away, because
Hmm.
they would just make me sick just so that I had notes. It's just like, but this is part of the process, boo. Like you need this.
Exactly. And my biggest worry, I would say, with book two is that I'm a plotter pantser. So with book two, you brought it, it was purchased pretty much on like an outline
Mhm.
and like a little synopsis of what the next book would be. And I'm a plotter pantser, so it's not beat by beat the outline. So then I'm like, oh dear, I hope she likes it. You know what I mean? I hope she doesn't go in and be like, nope, change all of this, and this.
So
But
for the listeners and viewers, when you say, okay, you're a plotter pantser,
mhm,
and so that's just you're just saying you're going off script, as I would say, in a
yeah,
sense, in terms of what's been plotted, and
yeah,
so you might add some elements that they don't know about yet.
exactly. And like, it's never horrifically, in my view, off script, but the execution is sometimes different. For example, if I have a character who, and this is not this book, so I don't think you're getting any insight, anyone listening. I'm just being vague. Like, let's say I had a character in an outline that were to die in a car crash, right? And then I start writing, and as the story progresses, they'll still die, but it could likely be in a different way. She might be at her at the beach with her family and drown, or something different could happen. You know what I mean? Like the
Mhm.
major beats are usually there, but the execution of them and the road to them sometimes changes. Or with me liking fantasy, sometimes it might be the setting can get different or more elaborate if I, let's say I originally had this scene planned to be in a classroom, and then, my imagination takes over and there's somewhere that I think is more fun to have the same dialogue and experience happen. So, and then with my ADD, it's hard to beat by beat for me. I tend to make the same sandwich 50 different ways. So,
But that's the creativity part of it. You want to keep
hmm
finding creative, so that makes sense.
yeah.
Did so you did that with the first book as well?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did they there weren't any
Like,
problems?
if you've read the first book, I'm not going to spoil it for those who haven't, so I'm not going to say what the particular power is. But like Malcolm's sister, none of her powers and stuff were like in my original outline. That was just, oh, this would be fun. you know, let me try that. What if she could do this? You know what I mean? So,
Oh.
Hi, JD Myall here. Sorry to interrupt. I wanted to thank you for tuning in and to let you know that this episode of Craft Chat Chronicles has been brought to you by Heart's Gambit, my debut novel. It's available for pre-order right now at barnesandnoble.com. What is Heart's Gambit, you ask? It's about two time-traveling families, one cursed magical duel, and the pair of star-crossed lovers who might break the cycle if they don't break each other first. If you love the time travel romance of Outlander and the lush, haunting magic of the night circus, this is the book for you. Pre-order Heart's Gambit today at barnesandnobles.com and grab your copy when it hits shelves on February 3rd, 2026, wherever books are sold. Again, pre-order Heart's Gambit today at barnesandnoble.com and grab a copy when it hits store shelves on February 3rd, 2026. And while you're at it, don't forget to buy a copy of today's guest book and support their projects as well. Support authors, support bold stories. Now, back to Craft Chat Chronicles. Let's get chatty. Yeah.
That's a good thing. I mean, but that's you want to if it's heightening the story and everything. I think that's great.
And her musical taste are very much my musical taste.
Oh, interesting. Because music is a um, good part of the story as well. I appreciate, especially when you're going into like different time periods. That's cool.
Not the historical pieces. Well, the musical. Well, I take that back. I didn't listen to music from the 20s, and I don't currently. But I will say that when I was going into those time periods, I did research and find songs and listen to songs to see what song I felt like fit the scene.
Hmm.
So I liked it for the scene as I was creating it, but it's not like I was just sitting around, nodding my head to music from the 1920s. So I would say more the modern music is my music taste than the retro. But the retro I did like. I didn't pick songs that I, didn't like and didn't think fit at the moment.
Yeah. And I'm guessing maybe in your mind, what at least this is what I do. If you're thinking about if this is on screen, does that?
Hmm
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, that's very true. Shamefully true. I'm like, oh yeah, that would be cool. hmm
It's nice moments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
hmm
So let's talk a bit about craft and your journey with well, as much as you can get into both books. What was kind of the most difficult thing? Because I know like fantasy is your jam and you can get going, but were there moments where you're just like, I don't know. I don't know what this is.
Um, the hardest moments, like I said, were in book two. There were moments in book two where it was like, I don't know what this is in the sense of I left you in a challenging place at the end of book one. So
Hmm.
then I had to like pick up from there, which means like I had to start book two basically running. You know what I mean? So when I was first getting started, it took me a minute to figure out how to navigate that scene. I think I have it really good, and hopefully you guys like it when you read it. You know what I mean? But
Hmm.
I left you at a point which was not of my doing, mind you. For those of
Okay.
you who have already completed book one, I had a vision that would make you smile a lot more. but but I still hope you found the whole experience enjoyable.
So it
But
was that's something that's like a note or a publisher's decision. It's just like, why don't we do this instead? Or
yeah, and that's why, to be honest with you too, even when I like reflect on book two, I because I just turned in like draft one, I
Mhm.
haven't got any editorial notes. So the things that I'm like commenting on by the time you read them might not even be in the story anymore because they might be like, kill that, replace
Yeah,
this, you know what I mean? But
that's
yeah.
par for the course.
But I love the ending of Heart's Gambit now, much more, if I'm honest, than my original ending. But
I
yeah,
know.
but that was not my original ending. My editor had a different vision, and then I tried it, and then I was like, "Oh, that's sick. She knows story. This is good."
That's awesome. Like I've in this journey, I know I've been on this journey with you for it's been like some years now, and I totally forgot my question. Oh, right. I know at some point we were talking about the end, the beginning, because I know you had a similar situation with the beginning of book one. Do you want to talk about that a
Yeah.
bit?
So the beginning of book one was originally supposed to be the circus scene with Emma, and and that's now like there's prologue basically is like a chapter zero. So
Hmm.
that's still chapter one, but they added the prologue because they wanted to show the root of how they got their powers and stuff like that. And that wasn't my original vision. And to be honest with you, originally I wanted to start with the circus and start with the that scene and work back. But again, in retrospect, I do like that intro because it's a hook. You know what I mean? You already know the big bad in a sense. You already know what's at risk. And it kind of like introduces you to the world. And I kind of in retrospect, I kind of like that better because before we were building up to a villain like in a chapter one, but you hadn't really seen it, so you kind of didn't really get full scope of everything. And when we talk about writing and craft and stuff, I kind of like having a scene or a few scenes in the beginning of a book that kind of encapsulate a little bit of the journey. That way, readers who the story's not for can move on and not continue and give you bad reviews because this isn't for them. And then the readers who it is for and who will enjoy it can be like, oh, this is the kind of shit I like. Let me read on. You know what I mean? So so it worked out, but like I said, that wasn't my original vision. And you know how we are sometimes, like as writers, sometimes you love your darlings.
Yeah.
So sometimes you don't want to let go of that original vision, and then you do, and you're challenged to do something different, and then you do it, and then you like it. And even if you didn't initially like the idea, you can take it and make it your own and make it something that you love.
Right. And make it fit to what you already have envisioned, and it works beautifully. Yeah.
Thank you. But yeah, at first that was not wanted. I was dead set on I wanted to start at the circus, but then it changed, and then I think the story is better for it now. But it was one of those take it and make it my own, and
Yeah.
make it something I love moments.
And that's something I had to learn in terms of like notes, where it's just like, okay, you get a note, and it's just like, I'm not sure I really agree with this, but just like you're saying, you can take that and make it your own. In the end, you can feel more comfortable with it, or even like it more than your original thoughts. Like I said, in your story, it works really well. So don't always feel upset when you're getting certain notes because you can make it fit what your vision is.
Very true. I learned that in another piece that I have never showed my agent, but I will at some point from Drexel that I was writing when Sadika Johnson was mentoring me.
Mhm.
there was a character that was missing in scene one that everybody was looking for. And she was like, this would be way more effective if you had her vanish on the page. And I did not want that at all because that would require overhauling the first half of the book. And I was dead set against it. I was mad, like, that was like one note I did not want to take. Now, of course, I didn't respond that way to her. You know what I mean? Of course, I was gracious and all that stuff.
Mhm.
But again, she's the one with the experience. She's the one with years in the game. So after I got past my initial brattiness, and like I said, I didn't show her the brattiness, I was just bratty in my head. But once I got past that, and then I revised according to that, same thing. The story was so much stronger to me. I was like, damn, she's right. It required a lot of structural change, but it was like, damn, she was right. It's a much better story to have that happen on the page. But that's not Heart's Gambit. So if you guys think you got a nibble, you didn't. That was a different story.
Yeah, that's a different story. So in writing Heart's Gambit, excuse me, and even book two, what did you like? Were there certain scenes that you just really relished in
Yes.
without like ruining anything?
I really like the scene where Emma is battle training. There
Oh,
was
that's
lots
good.
to love for me in writing that. I was giggling as I typed. Like I said, a lot of times when people like observed me writing, they'd probably think I was a psychopath. They would probably think I had all kinds of mental health stuff going on, which possibly I do, but not this degree that they might think.
We all do.
Because like I like literally was chuckling while I was writing the scene.
That's a fun scene. In reading that, I went through so many emotions. Oh my gosh.
That was a good one. That one I enjoyed. I kind of enjoyed Malcolm's training scene too, but not as much as I enjoyed writing Endless. I don't know why, but that was definitely a fun one. I loved writing. Oh, I loved writing their dates. All their dates were fun to write.
Okay.
Probably if I had to pick a favorite date, it would be the more futuristic one.
Okay. Dating through the ages. I love it.
And I liked
Um,
time travel. I liked writing time travels.
and it's handled really well. Sometimes with time travel, it can get confusing and stuff like that, but this is I like how you went about it. So I never felt lost. I know where everybody's at.
And you don't often see time travel from a Black perspective,
Yeah.
which made it fun because it's definitely a different lens than it would be from another lens. You know what I mean? From another perspective.
Definitely. I remember there's a show called was it called Timeless, I think? And there was a black guy who was one of the characters, and like he even mentioned that like, okay, going back to this certain time period is not okay for me. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like y'all might be okay, but like there'll be problems for me. So so that is I like, we all different cultures have different experiences and things. So being able to explore that is great in the story.
True. Even if you think like Back to the Future, if Marty McFly had been a Black kid and he went back to the 60s, his experience would have been different. The way he would have been treated by the world would have been different. It would have been a whole different movie.
Very different movie. He wouldn't have been able to move the way that he can. Um, mm. and well, there's that
Who's
part
to say
where
that the little soda shop wouldn't have been like whites only? You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
there's that controversy of that scene of him like inventing rock and roll.
oh yeah.
But yeah, so we got time travel, fantasy, romance, all the good stuff. So publishing wise, is there anything like in that journey that you haven't been a fan of? Because I know like there are just things that you just have to do that maybe you don't want to.
Social media is harder for me. Not a huge social media girl. And if I'm completely honest, well, I won't say I'm not a huge social media girl because we all scroll. And because,
Mhm.
nosiness, human nature, you kind of want to see what people are going doing. So we all scroll. But like making content takes time, which when you have a deadline for the next book and you're supposed to be working on the next book and you have a job and you have children and you have like real life stuff going on, you know what I mean? It seems like a time suck that takes up space where you should be writing and creating. So that was a little challenging for me to balance. Some people are great at it. I've seen some writers who have like they're posting a video of themselves talking and doing cute little TikTok dances all the time. And that was more challenging for me because time and then also like regular human insecurity. I you know this. I had lost a lot of weight months ago
Mhm.
thinking I was going to look so adorable in my book launches and I'm doing events. And then, the natural disaster when the tree fell in the house and stuff, I'm a stress eater and I gained it back. So now they're like, record videos. And I'm like, but I feel fluffy. can,
Fluffy is great.
can we give me a month or two to kind of like starve this off and diet a little
No, no starving.
bit?
We love curves. Curves are good.
This is true. So that part, is not my favorite part,
Yeah.
but I'm working on it.
I understand though, because like social media isn't for me. Even like when you were talking about doing this, and like I'm thinking, okay, podcast, no one's going to see me, and then there is like this, oh, but we're doing YouTube, and I'm like, oh, I was gonna like back out altogether. But, like, it is what it is. And we're all different kinds of people, and that's great.
Very true. Very true. But yeah, I'm working on. They gave me like a social media calendar, and they were like, "Could you please like post 3 times a week at least and stuff like that?" So I've been trying to post more. Like I said, I still haven't done enough of the video content. I'm trying to psych myself up to do it.
Yeah. I think that
And
makes
what's crazy,
Sorry, go
well, what's
ahead.
crazy is like I'm cool with interviews. Like I would go on TV if they booked something and sit and talk.
So
But
that
for some reason, just holding a camera up to myself and dancing around the house,
I would think that would be more scary. Like,
I don't know. Like I'm weird, I guess.
yeah, but I think there's something where like that 3 times a week is like the least amount of frequency that it can really pick
Mhm.
up with the algorithms and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, okay.
Okay, maybe I could be wrong. I could just be making up shit, but I'm pretty sure I heard that somewhere. But
Today I did like 3 times today, and then I don't know if I did anything else all week. So that's not the same. It doesn't count. The
I
same.
think you can like do them, but then you have to like post them like at
Okay,
a certain time.
sporadically.
Yeah.
I'll do better next week. I wasn't aware. I just made 3 posts and dropped them all this morning. One was it snowed, and it doesn't usually snow in the South.
Oh, did it snow down there too?
Yep.
Oh,
It's
no.
gone already. It snowed overnight. I woke up, everything was white. By 2 o'clock, it's all melted. Right?
I'm jealous because when we're done, I have to go out and like shovel the sidewalk, and I don't want to.
So I went on my Instagram taking pictures where like holding the book up so you can see the snow behind it.
Oh, nice.
I was like, see, I did my posting. I hope they're watching.
They probably are. Yeah.
I'm being a good student, doing my assignments.
Um, I'm excited. I wasn't expecting. It's funny because like I came home from work one day and I'm like, "What's this in the mailbox?" And it was like this like, well, I'm like, "This feels like a book." And, and like the cover is beautiful. It's even like more beautiful in person. Oh, I can't get the lighting right.
And that was my concept.
I can't. There we go.
It's much better looking than I imagined it. But they gave me for book one and book two, they gave me a form where you can well, with book one, my editor, not my editor, excuse me, my agent, before they even started having conversations about the cover, had me type up this form that she had, which is like a cover concept form. And, like you could take covers that you liked and take ideas that you had and jot them down. And she said, I like to present them to the publisher early before they ever start talking covers. So they have time to consider yours before they're married to another idea.
Mm.
And so she did that. My original thought was Blood at the Roots and Legendborn. because those books did really well and I thought their covers were cute.
Yeah.
But they said that they don't see books with people on the cover selling as much. So they wanted to lean away from that. So then they asked me for some other ideas. And then I came up with the idea of like a crystal heart with a circus tent in it. And
Like
from that is where they came up with the cover, which, like I said, looks way better than anything I imagined. Right? So that was cool.
nice. It's beautiful. I have to say it's better looking than those other two covers you mentioned. But
Yay.
great books though. Check those
No
out.
offense to them, but yay. I'm glad you liked it.
So I'm still in the middle of reading it. I think the language is beautiful, like the imagery. I'm like, this is so JD, like 'cause we're getting in the imagery and the word. It's just like so beautifully written. Yeah, and it's nice to read another book that centers, Black characters and experiences throughout different timelines, which is interesting. The seeing them going back and forth and everything in the different way they do it. I love that. I was like, oh, this is very creative. Each family has their own way of doing it. That was cool.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I'm a sucker for like young romance. That's been exciting. I'm like,
Who's your favorite character so far?
so far, I think Emma is my favorite character so far. I'm really getting into Grandmere though. She's a boss bitch. Like,
A lot of people liked her a lot.
yeah. And then you've got great characters all around. And I'm interested to keep reading because I know we had mentioned before for me to try and get through most of it before we
Mhm.
recorded, beginning, middle, end type thing like writers do for like contests and stuff. But I was just like, no, I need this to unfold naturally for me. So I'm just gonna read it through, which is why I haven't gotten to the ending yet. But it's unraveling beautifully. The characters are just great and well-rounded. Like they're all distinct. And like I'm waiting to see where this Heather thing goes. And those of you who read know what I'm talking about. But
As someone who knows me, what character do you see the most of me in?
cool. That was probably Emma. Because like I'm thinking about all those moments where I'm just like, oh, I know that's a JD thing. Like you talk about this, whatever, and they all connect to Emma.
Hmm.
But I could be wrong. But which one is
I don't know because honestly, I think I put a little bit of myself in all of them. They're not like self inserts because they're not fully me, but I think like, when you create anything you create, I think has a little bit of your fingerprint on it.
yeah.
I was surprised by how many of my early readers liked Malcolm the most. And the reason I was surprised by that, I like him too. So I'm not saying it like I didn't like the character, but it surprised me because I've never written a male POV before. I've
Interesting.
always had males with significant chunks of the story, but they were always never the POV character.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my first time writing through that lens. And I was like, who knew that I was like
Bravo.
intellectually a teenage boy? I'm just kidding. But yeah, it just surprised me that, so many people identify with that. So I was like, yay, okay, I guess I did pretty good then.
Yeah. And there are a lot of different characters that people can identify with. And the family dynamics are like wonderful. Like, yeah, well, I don't want to say too much, but I identify with someone who has lost a sibling.
Hmm.
And so like those things and like the family dynamics around that is
Hmm.
you you've done very well, my friend.
Thank you, thank you.
All right, everybody. February 3rd, Heart's Gambit drops. Get your pre-sale on. buy it, you will enjoy it. And once book 2 comes out and we can talk a bit more about it, we'll get on the podcast and talk about that as well. And by then, you would have finished reading book 1 and ready for the next one. All right.
Thank you, J. Marie, and thank you, everybody, for being a part of the journey with me. It's been really fun sharing these moments with you, and I'm excited to share more as they unravel. Buy the book, February 3rd, 2026, and I will forever appreciate you. Bye. Keep writing.
That wraps up today's Craft Chat Chronicles with JD Myall. Thanks for joining us. If you liked the episode, please comment, subscribe, and share. For show notes, writing workshops, and tips, head to jdmyall.com. That's jdmyall.com. While you're there, join JD's mailing list for updates, giveaways, and more.
Are you struggling to keep your writing organized? Trust me, I've been there. I want to introduce you to Scrivener, the ultimate program for all writers. You can outline, draft, and even edit all in one place. Whether it's your next novel, screenplay, or even thesis, Scrivener helps you stay focused and finish strong. Scrivener adapts to your workflow. From your first draft to the final edit, it's a writer's secret weapon. Click on the link below and get started on your Scrivener writing journey today.